So welcome everyone to Thursday night yoga therapy. And tonight's our last class of the winter term, and we're focusing on mind, emotions, and the whole body. So if you take your mat and lie down comfortably, this class is all on our backs. Your legs can be straight or they can be bent. Just see what feels better for you. And you're going to inhale, bring your arms up to your place behind you. Exhale, bring your arms down. If that doesn't work for you, I'm just going to turn the other way so you can see this better. You can bring your arms at the sides. This might work better for your body. If you've got neck, shoulder issues, just finding how you prefer to do that. You can also do one arm at a time. If you have a bolster or blocks, you can put them behind you. It's going to show that because some people forget this piece. You can use a pillow as well. Put that behind you. And for some people, that can be more comfortable for their arms. You can always point and flex the feet as you inhale and exhale. That gets the legs more involved. Speak your medicine, just keep going with this in your own timing. You can have your legs bent. Or legs straight. Let's start to count the breath. Inhale 4 to 6 seconds. Pause. Exhale the same. Ujjayi Pranayama, constricting the throat. That going. The lights just turned off, so I'm just going to make sure they're plugged in properly. And when you're ready, just bending your knees, bring your feet wide, hands on the belly. Let's just do a ha exhale. Inhale, expand the belly. You can move to humming if you prefer, Brahmari. Keep this going, either hawing or humming. It's comfortable. Bringing one hand to your heart or both and adding an Om exhale. Inhale. Inhale. See if you can expand into the chest and then belly as you inhale. Exhale, belly draws in as you Om. Inhale, chest expands, then belly. Let's do 3 more times in your own timing. And when you're ready, release that. You might want to put something between your thighs. We're going to do Dvipadipedam bridge. You could put a block, a pillow, you could put a belt that you press your thighs into. So if you have a belt, you press out. With the block, you press in. It just depends on which one feels better for your hips. And you can use both a belt and a block for a lot of stability. And you're going to inhale, you're going to lift your hips up and bring your arms up overhead. And exhale, gradually coming down. Just keep this going your own timing. Inhale into the chest, then into the belly, lifting the hips nice and high. And exhale, coming down. If you want to work with the upper back a little bit more, stretch your hands overhead and gradually roll your spine down from the top to the bottom. At the end of the exhale, bring the hands down. Keep this going one more time. Adding on if you like, adding the lower back a little bit more. Inhale without the hands coming up. So the hands are on the ground. Inhale. Lift the hips nice and high. Exhale, stay here. Press into that block or pillow. Or press out into the belt. Inhale, arms coming up. Lift even higher. Exhale, rolling the spine down. And gradually bringing those arms down. Do this again. We're going to hold 2 breaths halfway. Inhale, coming up, lifting the hips. Palms are facing down. Exhale, stay. Inhale, lift higher. Exhale, stay. Inhale, bring the arms up, lift the hips higher. Exhale, rolling the spine down. Last time, staying 3 breaths halfway. Inhale. Exhale, stay. Inhale, lift the hips higher. Exhale, stay. Inhale, lift even higher. Exhale, stay. Inhale, bringing the arms up. Lift the hips higher still. And exhale, rolling down. Take that block away, belt if you have. Just bringing the knees to the chest, and if you like, you can add one of these soft blocks or a small cushion underneath the hips as we do this, knees to chest. Putting the block no higher than the waist to exhale, knees coming in towards the chest. Inhale, knees moving away. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, chest falls as the knees come in. Inhale, breathing into the chest, then into the belly as the knees move away. If you want a little bit more challenge, hands by your sides as you do this, and try to move from the pelvic floor up to the belly button as you exhale, engaging the whole mula, the root, bandha lock, and then inhale from the chest to the belly. Feel like that expansion is moving the legs away. Pausing between inhale, exhale, just do this in your own timing, nice and slow. Let's try not to just draw your knees in, but move in and out using the attention of the breath. If it's comfortable, add a hold after exhale, knees to chest. Hold after exhale, 2 to 4 seconds. Then inhale, feel the breath moving the legs away. It's called Apanasana, downward flow of energy, grounding energy. When you're ready, just hug your knees into your chest and rest. Just rest the breath. And you can say to yourself, inhale, let, exhale, go. Inhale, Om, exhale, Namo. Just letting go of your day, your week, your thoughts. What is there behind those thoughts? Bringing the legs to the sky as you inhale. And exhale, stay here. Flex the toes towards the nose. Still got the block under the hips. You can get rid of this or leave it there. So you inhale, bring the left leg down. So the leg could be straight or bent as the left arm or the right arm comes up. And exhale, draw that leg up, flexing the toes towards the nose as the hand comes down. We're going to do the other side. Inhale, extend, lengthen. This is giving a nice stretch to one side of the body at a time. And then using your core strength to move the leg up. So there should be a little bit of shaking. If you feel your hip flexors are tightening, bend the leg so it takes the pressure off the leg, and hopefully you can get more into the core according to your strength ability right now, which will always be changing. So you want to feel like your legs being pulled up by the pelvic floor up to the belly button, the Mula Bandha area. Just doing another set. And staying with your legs up, Viparita Karani. And maybe your hands up as well. And just rest here. Inhale, let, exhale, go. Inhale, Om, exhale, Namo. Maybe bringing both feet towards your face, your hands by your sides. Leave your buttocks on that block. Should be getting a little bit of compression into the gut. And then inhale, legs away from you. Now, if you want to work a little harder, you can bring them further away. It's a preparation for Navasana, boat pose. Exhale, bringing the legs towards you. On the inhale, you could bring the arms overhead, and you could bring the legs down a little bit more, testing your core strength. Just make sure your lower back's very comfortable. And just finishing up with your legs towards your face. And perhaps staying there, you could hold your feet, you could hold your calves, you could hold your thighs. If it's not comfortable, just bring the knees to the chest. It's not comfortable. And yeah, it is a little bit like halasana. So for those of you who are able to do halasana, you could do that. So if the buttocks comes off the ground, it becomes that halasana pose, that plow pose, a little bit more like that. When you're ready coming out of that, bending your knees into your chest. And release the legs down. I'm going to flip onto our bellies. Now, if you like, you can use a pillow under your belly or a blanket. You could use a bolster, but not for the particular version I'm going to be doing right now. Just make sure you've got some space. So I'm going to just adjust my mat here. So you've got some space beside you. Hopefully you can see me all okay. My hands are down by my sides. My head is turned one direction. And I'm going to inhale, lift my chest up as I extend my legs back. Straightening my legs. So I'm really using my legs. My chin is slightly in. And exhale, coming down, turning my head the other direction. Now, if this hurts your head, your neck, you could have a block under your head, or you could fold your hands and lift that way. And exhale, just bring your forehead down to the folded hands. So you can decide which one feels better. Keeping the chin in is a little safer for most people, especially if you're prone to migraine headaches. Just would recommend keeping that chin tucked in. I like to really pull up on the thighs as I lift the chest. So my legs are engaged, and that's helping engage my lower back a bit more. Bhujangasana, Cobra. Now, if that's comfortable, you can go to the next step. Place your hands just under your shoulders and inhale, lift up. You're going to lift up a bit more now, a bit more height, and you can look straight forward perhaps. And exhale, coming down, turning the head. And inhale, center. Again, I'm straightening those legs, pulling up on the thighs. Exhale, release. You can use any hand position that works for your body. Inhale, you can try looping the shoulders up, back, and down. And you could have a pillow under the belly to help you get a bit more height if you find it hard to get off the ground. That could be helpful, but the belly is meant to be on the pose in Cobra, Bhujangasana. Right. So you can take a break anytime in child's pose if you feel your back has had enough. Otherwise, if it's comfortable, bringing your hands forward, and you're going to fold your one hand on top of the other. And inhale, you're going to lift up and just see if you can lift up a little bit that way. Exhale, coming down, just leave your head center. Or you can try It's making a diamond shape with your hands. And inhale, coming up that way. It's just that diamonds till it's comfortable. And then exhale, turning your head side to side. Or you could bring it down a little further, keeping your head center. See the effect on the shoulders. You play with that, or some of you might be able to stretch your arms long and start coming up. Get those arms long. And maybe start lifting one arm at a time and one leg possibly as well. Opposite arm to leg or same arm as leg. Again, you can do this from the diamond shape. Or even hands just under the forehead with the fingertips touching. Feel that work in the upper and lower back. And when you're ready, coming back to child's pose. Your knees can be apart or together. If this is too much on your knees, you can put yourself on your back and just hug your knees to your chest. This is too much for your knees. You can also do puppy pose modification with your buttocks up and your arms down, head on the ground. Many modifications of Balasana. Bring your hands to one side, stretch one side at a time. Switching sides if you are doing that. Otherwise, just stay centered. Ready, coming on to one hip, we're just going to do a hip strengthener. Sleeping Vishnu pose. Lying on one side, you're resting your head on one arm, bending the lower leg, stretching the upper leg. This is too much on your neck and shoulders. You can put a pillow or a block under your head and bring this lower arm forward. Okay, so be comfortable. Both legs can be straight if you want that challenge. I'm going to extend that lower arm. And inhale, I'm going to bend my lower leg as well. Inhale, bringing the hands together or just one arm up if that lower hand is in front of you. And exhale, bring the leg up as the hand comes to the outside of the thigh. Inhale, extend. Lengthen and feel that stretch in the whole side body. And exhale, drawing in and flexing the foot and keeping the knee facing forward as I exhale and inhale. So it's great for strengthening the hip, but also decompressing the hip. There's some compression from one leg being longer than the other, which is quite common. And as we age, we start to feel these imbalances a bit more in our body. And it's just good to have strong hips for fall resistance. This just helps with lots of daily activities. When you're ready, you're going to switch sides. So I'm going to turn all the way around and you can just flip onto the other hip. I'm just doing this so you can see me. And, modification is clamshell, of course. So lower leg bent, top leg straight. The reason I do this more than just for balance, I can actually do it with leg straight, is it creates more decompression of the hip because it allows that extension. The bigger your hips are, actually, you feel it more. Inhale, extend nice and long and feel that hip moving downward towards your foot, and exhale, bring the leg up with the knee facing forward. Just keep that going. So this pose, Anantasana, Ananta means harmony. Vishnu, the energy of Vishnu is all about balance and harmony. We know that we feel well when we're in harmony with ourselves and others. The balance of the hips is a great metaphor, and in some cases, a physical experience of feeling emotional balance. Yoga philosophy says in this state of balance, the opposites no longer trigger us. We're more resilient. When you're ready, just finishing up. We've done a little bit more on this side. We're going to switch one more time, and we're just going to do another hip strengthener. I haven't done these in a few weeks, so I thought I'd do these tonight. So this one is around the clock. So bring your foot forward, your upper leg forward, your lower leg bent, or it could be straight, of course. Definitely easier to balance with that lower leg bent. Inhale, bring the leg up, the top leg up. Exhale, bring it down, and you keep moving in a semicircle until you come back to that original position. Now, I'm keeping my foot flexed right now, but alternatively, I can inhale, point, and exhale, flex. And you can play with pointing the foot down on that exhale movement, and you'll feel a different part of your hip working. Feel free to have a pillow under the head instead of your arm. That other arm can just be forward with a pillow under the head. So it's good modification. You can do this lying in a bed for more comfort of your body. Try to slow it down. Remember, the slow pace is often the advancement in this particular practice. It means you're working harder mentally and physically. When you finished your last round, you're going to bend your knees in, just take a little rest in side child. And then you're going to flip to the other side and do the same thing. Could start back, or just so you know what we're doing. I'm going to start with the foot forward. Inhale, lifting up, and I am angling that foot down a bit. I'm using this other hand to help me. And exhale, coming down. I'm going to start pointing and flexing the foot. Inhale up. Exhale,
down, and just notice discrepancies between sides. One side might feel very different than the other. When you've had enough, just come into side child rest here. Coming onto your back. I'm just going to do the windshield wipers, side to side, exhale knees side, inhale center, exhale other side. Just notice any tightness in the hips, the thighs. You might decide you want to stay on one side. Breathe there. You're welcome to put your lower foot on top of your upper thigh. Just be careful, it's not too much of a stretch for your hip or knee. When you're ready, switching sides, inhale center, exhale other side. Just finding your own expression of this pose. And when you feel ready, you're going to inhale center. Exhale, bring your knees to your chest. Inhale, creating circle. Exhale, knees together and into your chest. Just keep those circles going. Maybe switching the circle direction. Perhaps just hugging the knees in Apanasana. I wanted to do a hip opener. I'm just preparing for you to sit in a cross-legged position if possible for final practice. So you're going to inhale, you're going to open just your left hip as your left arm comes up. Now the arm could come to the side again if the shoulder is not comfortable with the arm coming up. And exhale, using from the pelvic floor to the belly button to draw those knees together. We haven't done this pose this term, and I wanted to get to it. Supta Baddha Konasana, inhale the other side. And one side at a time is really lovely because even with tightness in hips, most of us can open one side at a time a bit more than we can both. So it's kind of interesting. You're able to work on a bigger range of motion often if you work one at a time. Let's just see if that's true for you. And you can also work on that core strength from the pelvic floor to the belly button as you draw the leg in. Should be very soothing for the mind. It's movement back and forth. This one can be really nice for the SI joints as well. Now you can try both legs. And for some of you with unevenness in the opening of the hips, you might want to use a bolster or a couple of blocks or pillows under those open hips with your knees at the side. And blocks can be placed under the knees or a little higher under the hips, according to what you have. If you just have a pillow, you might want to just put it right under this knee area that I'm showing right now, across. Okay, so I'll show the pose and then I'll show with a bolster so you get a sense of that. Inhale, arms coming up as you open the hips. Exhale, drawing the knees together, using the core strength from the pelvic floor to the belly button to draw the legs together. So feel like your legs are trailing behind as you pull them in like a fishing line. And inhale from the chest to the belly. So you want to feel the core drawing the legs in. Again, this might feel really nice on the lower back. I'm just going to show with the bolster in case some of you are using a bolster or a pillow. It's a lot more support. Keeps the opening completely even. If you've got your hips are a little less open, this might be more comfortable for you to use a bolster or a bed pillow. Or you can use those blocks, 2 pillows the same size under each knee or each hip. And then when you're ready, can you just stay in that open position? Now adjust where your feet are according to your hips. So really depends on where your tightness is. You might want to play bringing your feet away from the core and you get a bit more of an opening. Or closer to you. Classically, your arms are overhead, but you can adjust them to comfort at your sides, for example. And you're just going to lie here and breathe in this open position. Supta Baddha Konasana, butterfly pose. Bound angle pose is actually the translation from the Sanskrit. Some of you might like to have a block or a pillow or even a bolster underneath the buttocks as you do this for a slightly different kind of opening. Just going to show that. That's good if your lower back feels a bit tender in that pose. You can try putting something underneath the buttocks. Start counting the breath. Inhale 4 to 10 seconds. Exhale the same. Inhale chest to belly if you can. Exhale belly to chest, or just big belly breaths. You're ready. You just rest in that position if it's quite restful for you, or just those blocks or bolster under your legs or straight legs. Just finding your shavasana relaxation. Just having a rest here before we end in seated pranayama. So we're going to have a restorative rest for a couple of minutes. Inhale, let, exhale, go. Inhale, om, exhale, namo. Just feeling your body sink into the ground. And you feel ready, just making your way in your own time to a seated position. Just sitting comfortably, however is comfortable for you. You could be on a chair, you could
be seated on a block or two. You could have your back at a wall for more comfort. You do not have to have your legs crossed. You could be sitting in Vajrasana if your knees allow this. Put a block under the buttocks. I often sit like that, but I have prepared your hips, I hope, to sit cross-legged. You have your blocks under your knees as needed. I'm just going to have my chant nearby so that I can end with that. All right. So just some pranayama. I'm just going to inhale through the tongue or the teeth as we look up to the sky, and exhale through the nose, Ujjayi. Inhale through the tongue curled or the teeth, the tongue behind the teeth. Exhale through the nose as you constrict the throat, Ujjayi Pranayama. I think all of you have done this with me, so take this pranayama today. It's also warmer today, and as we move into the summer, this pranayama can be very helpful because it's cooling for the mind and the body. Moving the head like this also works with the neck and shoulders. When you do that exhale, if it's comfortable, the tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth is called Jihwa Bandha, tongue lock. Picking a ratio that works for you, 4 to 10 seconds. For those of you practicing at home later, you can classically do 12 of these, but you can do more or less according to individual needs. Very balanced pranayama, focused on cooling. Just finishing up. And just sitting comfortably. Just notice the breath as you inhale, entering the nostrils, moving down towards an expanding belly. And exhale the belly, dropping the breath, moving up and out through the nostrils, perhaps tip of the tongue at the roof of the mouth. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, Om. Exhale, Namo. You can keep that going. as I chant for you. This is from the Taittiriya Upanishad, Brahma, Ananda, Valli. It starts with Sahana Bhavatu. For those of you who know it, you can chant with me at home. And this is about Ānanda, endless joy, which is one of the goals of yoga, is to bring us into that endless joy of the heart. Sahana Bhavatu, Sahanau Bhunaktu, Sahaviryam Karavavahai, Tejasvi Navatitamastu, Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Brahma Vidapnoti Param Tadesha Yukta Satyam Jnanamanantam Brahma Yo Vedanihitam Guhayam Paramevyoman Soshnute Sarvan Kaman Saha Brahmana Vipashchiteti Tasmadva etasmadatmana akashasambhutaha akashadvayuhu vayoragnihi Agnerapaha Advya Prithvi Prithivya Oshadayaha Oshadipyonam Annat Purushaha Sama Esha Purusho Narasamayaha Tasyedameva Shiraha Ayandakshina Pakshaha Ayam Uttara Pakshaha Ayam Atma Idam Pucham Pratishta Tadap Yesha Shloko Bhavati. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Hari Om.
Namaste. Namaskaram.